Hello, I am just going to do a late night reading on, let's see, I had a few that I was thinking of doing. I'm Kevin McCarthy. I'm going to take a look at him. And, oh no, let's see what else. I tell you, the air is so dry here, I have just had to use this French orange blossom body oil. I started using the product, oh God, about 5 years ago after I went to Paris, and it is one of my favorites. It just smells really like fresh, like orange blossoms. It's really nice. I'm so glad I had that bottle. I went digging around in boxes and found it. That's how desperate I was. I have lotion and stuff, but this stuff, I needed bigger guns. And I wanted something, I love that scent. I always associate it with France, Paris. Love it. Love France as well. The rest of, especially along Marseille, it's very beautiful. Very nice people too. We were treated very well by the French when we traveled through. All right. So I'm just clearing the space with some Palo Santo. Give thanks to its spirit for helping me. My tools. All right. That aside, and I guess we'll just look at Kevin McCarthy for right now. And the real quick tarot reading on him, just to see what his future looks like, you know, his relatively near future, his now, his incoming future, and distant future. So I'll do 3 rows of pairs on Kevin McCarthy. Ugh, yuck. I'm so glad I put that oil on. It's just like kind of like a defense against the nastiness of the energy of these people. For real. There is something to the spiritual baths and herbs. And so I'm not playing with you. Do it. All right. Smells good too. Well, if you know what you're doing. Anyway. Kevin. You're such a pain in the butt. Alright. Kevin McCarthy. Literally, what's in the cards for you? And I ask what the universe, what my ancestors, and I ask with respect, the ancestors of the land I live upon, and spiritual helpers, creator, what they wish to share with us. They are my source. I go to them and ask. to share, and I just ask to interpret correctly. Kevin's causing a lot of people discomfort, ancestors. Creator. What can we expect? Just enough. Oh. Just horrid. Please have mercy on us. Alright. Ace of Swords. Queen of Wands. Could that be Marjorie? Marjorie? Ace of Pentacles. The World. Five of Wands falling under the Ace of Swords. The Magician falling under the Queen of Wands. Temperance falling under the Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands falling under the World. Hierophant falling under the Five of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Knight of Cups falling under the Queen and the Magician. Chariot falling underneath the Ace of Pentacles and Temperance. And the Ace of Cups falling underneath the World, the Page of Wands. All right. So this row here across is his present. I think this is the deal he has with Marjorie. She must be a fire sign of some kind. Let me just check very quickly. I'm just curious. But for right now, there's like that defining line with the ace. He also has 1, 2, 3 of the 4 aces in his reading. I'm looking at Good Golly Astrology. They have a chart apparently on her. And this is recent. This was done January 29th, 2021. I will try to remember to get this link in. This is also kind of my verbal bookmark, but to see if I can see. Okay, she says she didn't have time, couldn't get the birth time. She's a Gemini by her sun, unless she was born late at night. on the 27th. She has the moon in Leo. And this woman saying, this person saying, from the little I've seen of green, I'm voting for Leo. I think so too, moon in Leo. And this could be, that's why I'm feeling like this is Marjorie. And a fiery aspect. So that's why I wanted to check on this. She has, her sun is trine Pluto and opposed to Neptune. Also indicates Marjorie is drawn to power and somewhat skilled at using it. Okay. So I do think that could be her. Just out of curiosity. Yeah. I just don't think that Kevin McCarthy is going to have a very positive outcome. So he's an Aquarius. That's right. And there's some form of he's wanting some sort of a successful business, or there's some sort of success with some new start. I don't know if there has been some kind of a financial connection between the two of them. There's something though here that's going to be well, he's made it very clear that I think he is supportive of her. But what is going to happen on the horizon for him is fighting, arguing, trouble, confrontation. She is manipulating and using him pretty easily. She's going to stir him up. Continue to stir him up. I almost just get like a sense of her having control of him like a big pot of molten mess. And at her will, he'll do the dirty work of stirring people up. And it has media based. These people just, they're wanting to get a lot of media attention. But it's already telling me here that there's just, that's why you've got this, a lack of proper temperance, of proper moderation. There are just too many extremists in that extremist bunch of people. She's manipulating him pretty aggressively. And appealing, having him appeal, make offers on her behalf. She's like desperate. But it's not going to work. You know, she's using McCarthy, and I think it's going to also come back to bite him on the butt for his part, and how dare you continue to do that with her. Now, I know that there's been some support, like basically, quote unquote, giving her a standing ovation. But I see, when I go horizontally, the end of the day, into the more distant future, I get, these are laws, these are rules, these are things that if you don't abide by, you get in trouble for often. So, and I'm looking at some kind of offer. And sometimes there can be something kind of shady about the offer. And I feel like there's something very emotional, and there was a very emotive outpouring. It was mobilized. To me, it feels like the insurrection, and that how they had viewed it as some sort of success. And I feel like this is perhaps being held yet accountable for this act of domestic terrorism. I mean, this dude should not even be in there, and neither should Marjorie. Yeah. She's got him whipped around her finger here to try to garner support and stir people up by a much more aggressive means. And I think trying to also get her, I think, the financial help that she's feeling like she's needing. I feel like she's begging, but also pushing him to help her. And this just makes me feel that somebody's just it overflowing when they get faced with some sort of consequence of rules, bribery, that kind of thing. Never mind the insurrection and deaths of policemen and all their gaslighting about loving the police. Here we have the hermit, alone. We have the Knight of Wands. So, and there is loss. And I feel like he is going to be entered. This to me looks like he will also be finding himself on his own, becoming more and more isolated. And it's one of those things where I'm shown again for the betterment of our country so we can move forward. I feel like he is going to face issue with rules that where he's broken the law. He will have loss, as a result, I see him as somebody who really won't like this part of being this lonely. And he's, I feel like, going to be making a lot of noise and trying to get that support, but I don't think it's going to work. And I think he's going to be sorry that it didn't work, because he's such a dummy for supporting somebody who's manipulating him, like Marjorie, who's popping up in his reading. And as a result, I just feel that we get the Six of Swords, and this nation's like, we're moving on. Here's the aspect of secrets, things that have not yet been completely revealed. And it deals with the Empress. This could be a great deal of wealth. It could be a woman who is funding a lot of this activity by right-wing extremists, perhaps helping to fund insurrection things against our own government at the Capitol. Kind of feels that way to me. She keeps kind of coming up in my readings recently, and I'm just getting this with her. And there is someone, it has to do with people also being motivated to do things by greed. But here we have judgment, and this is like, you're held accountable. You're held to account. Yep, there's justice. So I believe that actually Kevin is going to be facing legal proceedings, legalities. He might want to see if he can find a lawyer, because I think he's going to need one. And I do feel that he's another one that's being funded. Secret, we're funding, and I think also possibly then too, with the Empress, women's issues are concerned. And like reproductive health. He's going to feel pretty beaten up. And his career and time over. Do you notice we keep getting this card for a lot of the politicians that I get as being toast? That their career is over, because it's the end of their era and it's the beginning of a new era. We're right at that dawn, an end of a very painful, excessively painful time, and there's a new, we're still in that newness. And definitely wherein concern to beginning to bring people to justice are concerned. But he will be brought to justice. This is certainly a deceitful facade about the happy families number again. Oh dear, Kevin, what have you been up to? Well, there's some compromise on Kevin. I think that speaks for itself. So, lots of endings for Kevin, and not all happy. Dun, dun. So, I shall see you in the next video. And if you enjoyed my reading, please help me out. Subscribe and like and share. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video.